Hi guys! So here we are again in this channel, KLGBTQ plus podcast. And today we don't have Petra, sadly, but here we have Caroline and Christopher. And as you might have known, yesterday in Itaewon, there was a very bad accident. The Stampede, I think that's what you call it in English, right? So we're here just to talk about what happened and about me and Carolyn because we are here in Korea, and maybe Christopher he has some questions for us. So actually, we're just checking on each other's safety now, and we just had the idea to record the conversation, our video call. So
So, could you, Caroline and Kathleen, give us more context about what happened yesterday on Itaewon?
So yesterday night, me and my girlfriend was in other neighborhood of Seoul, so we didn't know what was going on, especially because we didn't even pass by Itaewon. But when we came back home around 11, there was a news on the incident. At first, they said there were two people who were dead. And then after an hour, when we checked again, the number rose up to 50, right? So at first, we were really shocked, but we didn't expect there could be a possible stampede in Korea because it's really unusual for such thing to happen in Korea. So we thought at first that there must be some like drugs involved because we just didn't think it'll be possible for so many people to die from pure suffocation because of people. So yeah, but after like a few hours, videos were uploaded on YouTube, and when we saw, that's when we first thought like, oh, it could be purely because of people and from pressure, because when we see the video, there were like a massive crowd surge in Itaewon, like unprecedented amount of people. Like we were there a lot of time, but we've never seen that street that crowded. And as of now, a total of 151 people have died in a crush, and 82 injured, and 19 foreign nationals were found dead. And I think there are also several people who went missing. So it's a really tragic accident, and like nothing of this sort has happened in Korea. So yeah, it's just really tragic and very traumatic for all of us, and we were all in shock here in South Korea. 'Cause we've never seen anything like this, and also because so many young people died at once, and it was so unexpected. So that's the context of the story. And some people I saw on Instagram who are outside of Korea were wondering like how this happened because people didn't die inside, they a lot of them died outside. But from what we've experienced in Itaewon, I think you, Christopher or Kathleen, could give a little bit of an insight on the geography of Itaewon.
at first, I couldn't believe that people could die from the pressure. But now that I think about it, maybe it's more because Itaewon, the the streets are very narrow and a lot of uphill and downhill. And if it's like going downhill, if you think about it, like so many people and they're like pressing down like this, it could be possible to die from the suffocation. Especially when I saw the video, it was just so crazy. The people, they're like literally like this, like there's no space at all. And from what I experienced, like when I went clubbing in Itaewon. If you go inside and you just dance between the people, you could feel suffocated. And usually we just like went out to get some fresh air and then went back in again. But imagine like if you're between the people, you couldn't escape. And then also like there are people going uh like the opposite way, so they're going like this, and the people in the middle is like, oh right, they, it must be very suffocating that they collapse. But also, I think I know why so many people died in this accident. Like usually, if you watch like a concert or like maybe in a mass demonstration, people could die from suffocation and fatigue. but not this many people. Like, wow, this incident is so bad, and that's why I think there are a lot of rumor about what happened, like drugs and I don't know, maybe the celebrity one. Do you know about it? The celebrity one and then the drug.
Okay, so yeah, for the things that I remember when I was living in South Korea, when we three or four, like Phektra, who is not with us today, we went to Chloe. It was like with the COVID restrictions, right? And even with the COVID restriction, there's a lot of people like every weekend in Itaewon. So I can imagine how crowded was yesterday because the Halloween celebration there. And I know Halloween celebration is a thing in Korea, like a huge thing. Like all the youngers go to party with the costumes. So yeah, and but as Caitlin say, if you go to a concert or when the people is like really crowded, they don't die like that much people if that happen. So probably it's going to be like some rumors about that. And Caroline, you can say something about like what people like in social media, like Koreans are like posting.
Okay, so to answer Kathleen's question that you weren't really sure, like how many people could have died so much, because like you said, there are like a lot of occasions where a crowd gathers and not um, this kind of accident doesn't always happen, but from what I've read from people who were actually there were like two accidents, one in the alleyway behind the Hamilton Hotel and one also inside the club. And the one that's most widely known as of now is the one that happened in the back alleyway, right? So you know how in Korea, I don't know about other countries, you're supposed to walk on the right side of the street from the direction you're facing, you're supposed to walk on your right side. So if someone's going this way, it'll circulate like this. So usually there won't be any problems. So they said at first around 10, it was going okay. Like the crowd was circulating all right. But then some people were getting really annoyed because apparently it took an hour from exit 4 to enter the club. Just to walk that alleyway took an hour because there were so many people coming out from the subway. And if you think about it, there are only 4 exits and only one exit that's really close to the clubbing area. So everyone was coming out from the same exit and everyone was coming down from the same clubbing street. Not the Homo Hill, but the mainstream one. So apparently someone who were wearing like rabbit ears apparently decided to just push the line, push the crowd. They were just joking around, like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. So they just started pushing from the back. And that's why people in the front collapsed and like the crowd just collapsed on top of each other like a domino. That's how it happened. But because people were already so drunk, and a lot of them also from fatigue, and because of like so many like big number of people, even though like a lot of them were screaming and like shouting, "Oh, there's like someone down here! Like we're dying, we're suffocating." People on top really couldn't hear, and even though they've heard it, there weren't much they could do. That's why 911 came. But if you look at the video, I'm not trying to blame that, but they are trying to pull out person from the pile of people, but that's not how it should work. They should really let the people on top to go down first, but I don't know how. I don't know, maybe there was some kind of problem that they couldn't do it, but that's how so many people died. Apparently people weren't trampled, but they died from suffocating. And another accident in the club, apparently someone on the second floor, you know how some clubs are like multiple, they have multiple floors. So people on the second floor terrace, like the balcony of the club, fell down and people were trying to um, avoid being hit by this person person falling down from the terrace, and that's how the accident happened inside the club. So it wasn't just one alleyway, but I think there were several incidents. And they said even from 10 p.m., because there were so many people on the street, mostly women who were short, were already not walking. They were being carried by the crowd, and a lot of them were barefoot too. So if you look at the video, you can see like a lot of women mostly. That's how it happened. I think someone actually pushed from the back because they were really getting annoyed and frustrated at the fact that they couldn't move.
So yeah, I think now I believe that it's from the pressure, but also like there are a lot of rumors going on uh about people being drugged. So have you heard about the free candies they give on the streets? So they just throw the candies and then everyone can just take it and eat it. And apparently that's why people are like so high and they just don't have the control anymore, and they just push each other because they're like already so high they don't have the control of their self anymore. Well, luckily I'm not there, but imagine like the people there, in front of them people are dying and then they're still dancing. They're still like outside, they're like clubbing outside. It was just so crazy. If it was me, if like people dying in front of me, I would be just so traumatized. I just want to go home. But the one I saw on TikTok, well, they're still dancing outside. So imagine how like how high they are at that time.
There's a video of people singing, like the crowd singing "Sex on the Beach" in front of the ambulances.
Yeah.
And
Oh
at
my
first, I thought
god.
like they probably don't know what had happened. It probably happened somewhere else. But if you really look at the video, there are like literal corpses lying by them, and they're like still singing and chanting. So it was really tragic and sad to watch that. But it also makes us think like they're not in their right mind, I think.
Yeah. And like from what I heard, so one of my friends went to Itaewon and she's actually there and saw with her own eyes the corpse, the accident. But it's like she went out from the club like a little bit late. So by the time she's already out, the accident already happened and people are already dying. So it's like a shock for her. And then what she did there, she just wait in a restaurant, eat until she waited until morning, and then when she tried to go home by subway, it's still like that. It's still so crowded. People are like pushing each other in the subway, like on the stairs, and even in the subway, so many people inside. So it's still the same, like the same situation, pushing each other.
Before make this conversation, I just read on Twitter. If you look the government official account of government of Korea in Twitter, they are asking the people like stop to share the videos about the incident. Actually, if you look to Twitter, um, they are like saying like don't share the videos about what happened. So you can tell probably why they're asking that. I mean, probably for respect, right? And because it's something like really really sad, but you you think it's because it's something else, or they are like trying to know what really happened.
So I saw this video on TikTok where like people try to record the corpses, not like when the staff's doing the PCR, but the corpses. And for me, I think it's pretty disrespectful. First thing, it's disrespectful. And second, this is like I think it's a very big incident in Korea, like when so many people died. So maybe the government tried to cover it up a little bit instead of like, oh, this incident happened. This happened because they have no restriction for the event. Like they don't have um enough how do you say it, enough like security.
Security.
Yeah, they don't have enough security to protect the people who are partying. So I think they also wants to like they also want to cover this incident by a little bit. But you know, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, blah blah blah. Everyone's on social media. What can you do?
Kathleen have like some information about that celebrity about what
The
happened?
celebrity, I think it's just a rumor. I don't think it's true because if it's true, there was a celebrity, they would know the name because they keep saying like unidentified celebrity. There is just a celebrity, but they don't say the name. I think if it's a true celebrity, there, uh, we will know his or her name by this time, this moment. So I don't think it's true. But for me, the drug thing might be true.
Caroline, you are like, well, I would like to say you're a mix between American and Korean. But can you ask to your girlfriend who is like Korean,
Oh,
whoever,
Korean girlfriend. Yeah, she's here.
Korean girlfriend?
What do you want
Yeah,
to ask?
about how what she feel about the incident.
여기서
About
여기서
the
내가
ticket
지금
holder.
소개서 한 번만. Okay, so they're talking about this one person who apparently pushed the crowd from the back alleyway, the one I was talking about like before. So they're saying like Korean people would probably try to look for that guy and kill him.
I'm just curious. Is that guy still alive or did he die too?
That we don't know, but what they're saying is that Korean people will probably like try to look for him, find him, and kill him.
Wait, so this guy who pushed is a foreigner?
I think as Koreans, what we know from like the internet article, which we're not sure is this true or not, he had like a bunny ears for a costume, and he had like 5 to 5 like hairstyle. So
Five
his
to
hair
five,
was
like
parted like
down
yeah,
there.
like yours. But all in all, they said it was really unexpected and it was a really shocking accident. And what she feels, like her initial reaction was just like, "What the hell? Like, what the hell's going on?"
Me
Yeah.
too.
Can ask if they think government want to try to hide like some information.
근데 전 세계를 봤을 때 너무 안 좋았고 정부의 대처도 미약했기 때문에 잘못한 거고 이미지 안 좋아지니까 덮고 싶어 하지 않을까?
Okay. So they're saying that the government would probably want to hide and cover this accident because it's a really it's tragic but also very embarrassing thing. If you think about it, like there was Halloween festival in Busan, but like nothing happened. And also like compared to Japan, because we always compare ourselves to Japan, like they always show like really good etiquettes. Like when there's a crowd, they know how to like act by rules. But like in Korea, what happened last night, like I told you guys, there was one guy, but like apparently it was group of people who pushed the crowd. So it's just really embarrassing. And if this news spread out to like other countries, I think it's a really bad it'll ruin the Korea's image.
Why all the people in Korea when is this Halloween celebration go to Itaewon, not like Hyundai, Gangnam, and other club areas?
I think it's the culture here. Like there was always Halloween festival in Itaewon from year to year before Corona. So I think it's because uh 2 years we have Corona and now they don't have the restriction anymore. So people just want to go to Itaewon again to feel the old times. just like before just like before Corona, but that's why it's so crazy. But I hope it's enough information for you guys, so you know what happened and like all the rumors. And yeah, and we're doing fine, me and Kara in Korea, we're safe, and I hope you stay safe too. And please let us know what you think about this incident or the podcast, how we can improve in the future. So give us a lot of love, subscribe, like, share to your friends, and comment. Bye bye.